Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Healing Conversations. My name is Einav Avni. I am an alignment coach and energy healer. And this podcast, Healing Conversations, is all about natural healing. Anything that is on your mind, physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. This is the place to get some cool ideas that you might want to spread with your friends and family later. But let's get started. Today with the studio, I have Jolie Glassman. Jolie, I am so excited to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I love the introduction. Natural healing is my life. So we're very aligned.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm really excited about this conversation, but let's be on the same page. So tell us something about you.
Ooh, okay. So I'm a teacher. My background is teaching. So I like to say now people are like, oh, you're a coach. I say a life teacher. I have had many run-ins with the medical industry till I was about 24, I would say. I'm now 52 this year. So the first half of my life, it was very ask your doctor if it's right for you. My mom didn't know any better. As a child, I write a lot of this in my book, but as a kid, when I was 10 to 14, I had bad skin. They put me on tetracycline for 6 years. Every day of my life, I was on tetracycline. It never did anything. My skin never healed. Um, I remember walking in the closet. He'd take me, the doctor's still in business. He'd take me in his closet. How many do you want? It was like $10 for 100. I'd walk out with 400 pills and take them every single day. And then that didn't work. So then they'd add on drugs. I would take different gel. And right, our skin is the biggest organ. So we think it's like no big deal. We're putting something topically and it's ruining your liver and insides. And then they put me on Accutane, which is the worst for your body. It kind of worked, Accutane. It made me really dry. I still broke out. Nothing really solved my problem of skin until later on in life, celery juice. Then I was on birth control because I had bad periods. And then I was on Paxil, which is an antidepressant. When I was 17 years old, they put me on that just for bad periods. It was like that you go to the doctor. It was my gynecologist that put me on that too. Then when I was about, and nothing was working, I was terror. I was very tumultuous in my emotions, my behavior, my skin, my stomach was always not right. I always had a sore throat. Then in my early 20s, I had IBS, really bad stomach when I was a school teacher. I'd have to like run out of the room for my stomach. Then what was my next bout? I had the purple pill was the first pill that went on the commercials. So when the commercials started coming out, it was the purple pill was first. Thank God for the purple pill because that's how I started waking up. I went to the doctor for my throat. He didn't even look at me and he was like, take Nexium. He didn't call it the purple pill. Take Nexium and come back in 6 months. And I was like, huh? The guy didn't even look at me. So I'm like 21, 22 now. And I went to the grocery store after and I saw all the antacids at the front. So it started to click that I was like, wait a second, I saw it on the TV. Now I see it at the front. Something's going on. So I researched like how to get rid of acid reflux on my own. And that was the beginning of my journey of self-healing because I got rid of it on my own with apple cider vinegar and a slice of an apple and honey. And that was my journey. I read a book which was so perfect. It's still around now, but I read it 27 years ago. It was called Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About. And it was all about the FDA and the FTC and how you eat the food and need the drug. And I was reading it like, oh my God, like the veil was coming over. And I was just like, cleaned out my whole house. I was married to a Brit. So my ex-husband was like, and he was, you're on meds? You can't take meds. Get off meds. We don't take drugs in England. So that was the beginning of me going off my meds, which was horrible because when we met, I was 22 and went off that Paxil and I was like, I want to kill myself. I didn't know how to get off it. I was literally having suicidal thoughts, didn't know how to get off. The doctor was just, they don't really help. They just say like, wean yourself off. So I had to wean myself off. Literally, it was the size of a birth control pill. So it was like this tiny little pill, like a bare aspirin. And I had to cut it in four. So it would like smash to cut it. And I'd do quarters every other day to wean myself off. So I don't like really kill myself because those were the thoughts I was having. So I finally got off that. I read the book. He thought I was lost the plot because I cleaned out the whole house. I got rid of everything packaged. I got rid of the microwave. I got rid of plastics. And this is almost 30 years ago now. This is 27, 28 years ago. And it just ever since then, I was just totally into health and wellness. And I always thought I was in health and wellness because I was very into fitness. And a lot of people who are into fitness aren't healthy, right? Because we do the energy drinks and then we do these like energy stackers. And just because you're working out doesn't mean you're healthy. And then when I did my NLP master practitioner license, I realized when I did my value system that I actually didn't value health. I valued looking good. And freedom was ahead of health because when I want to do what I want when I want, the cookie won over the salad. So I had to reorganize my whole value system to really get that health is a super high important value. So I had to change my choices. So when it came to like salad or pasta, I picked the salad if I like them both the same. I like them both the same. You like them both the same. People like the same. You can eat spinach and a cookie when you're done. You probably even like the spinach more because the cookie never satisfies you. You just want more and more. So I would say I don't even take an aspirin, like nothing, no Tylenol. I don't take anything other than supplements. I do take supplements. When in 2012, I had a motorcycle accident. I split my head open, herniated 11 discs, and they told me I needed immediate fusion surgery. I couldn't move. I mean, I had vertigo, my whole head was split open. I had 8 months of a concussion. And I was like, wait a second, my gym's on the second floor. There's no way I'm going to be able to get to work. What am I going to do? And it wasn't that easy. I was hysterically crying for a very long time. How am I going to get out of this? And then I found Joe Dispenza, which I was so grateful for because he healed his back with no meds and no surgery. So I teach people, if you got it, success leaves clues. So you got to find people who do what you want in the way you want it done and then follow what they did. So if you go to a surgeon, they're going to tell you need surgery. You go to a doctor, they're going to tell you need meds because that's what they do. So I was like, you guys are not on my team. And then I built my team of advisors, which really changed my life because I was very into mind, body, and never had the spirit connection in. And when I got the spirit connection in and learned to meditate, my whole life took off of just breath work, regulating my nervous system, learning to meditate. And then I did pelvic floor specialist. Like my team was all naturopaths. I did the pelvic floor specialist. I did tons of Pilates. I followed Joe Dispenza. So I became an avid meditator. I did breath work and just really learning to regulate my nervous system. And now I'm so in control of my nervous system, which I love. Like I can go from upset to bliss in fast. I close my eyes and I just get right into my heart. And it's a practice, right? But when you know the connection, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. I know how to take a straight line there. So there went my journey of natural healing. And people don't realize how good they can actually feel. And each day now of my days, like even when I was working out this morning, I was just like, I feel so good that it's almost like an overwhelming feeling of too much energy. And I have no caffeine. I don't drink caffeine at all, zero. And I have so much energy from my greens, from my eating, from my diet. Let food be your medicine. Even so the past 12 years, I was intermittent fasting and I would eat in six-hour windows, about 2 to 7 or 1 to 7. And now that I'm 52, going on 52, I was, okay, this is menopause now. So I'm listening of hormones, bioidentical. What do you do? It's not good to have balanced hormones. And I love to learn so I could teach, right? And spearhead the whole wellness for that generation, for the next generation of menopause. Like, like women get pregnant, they're like, holy shit, I didn't know this was going to happen. Women go into menopause, they're like, holy shit, I didn't know this was going to happen. So if I went to the doctor, which I was going, they would have said I need hormones because I had major brain fog and major fatigue. And I was like, this is menopause. That's what menopause does. So, and it's funny when we know something, we don't want to know something else. And I was hearing it in different places, how important it is to eat in the morning, but I was ignoring it because I also heard the other side of intermittent fasting and how great that is. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to switch it. I'm going to run for the morning. I'm going to run for food right in the morning. I'm going to have my protein, 30 grams of protein, 30, 30, 30. I'm going to do that thing. Tim Ferriss hopped on it. A lot of people are hopping on that of having food right in the morning. Changed my life. It's only been a month and a half now, but I am wired every day, sweating from my wiredness because it's so much energy I get from my food. Let food be your medicine. It's so your medicine. I have no brain fog, no afternoon crashes. And it's funny because now everything I'm listening to is like, oh, you need to eat in the morning. It's normal to have an afternoon crash because your bladder and your liver and everything's resetting and it's siesta time. And it's like I wasn't surrendering to the circadian rhythm of how I should just, okay, this is time to do breath work or time to do meditation or living with the sun and living with the circadian rhythm of the earth. And now that I'm doing that, the eating, I feel so good. I'm like high on life, energetic. I feel really good. I even cut down where I'm not even taking my supplements anymore because I'm just like, I get it from my food. I drink these every morning and it's filled with every single green. And I just let food be my medicine. And I love it. And there is a way. I love people to know, everyone's on that Ozempic now. And now I'm seeing everything that's saying that everyone that's on Ozempic is having major digestive issues and stomach issues. And so many people are dying and suing. And you know how that works about suing the medical companies. That goes south. And there's no quick fix. And the quick fix is living a life of health. People know everyone wants that. And because I'm a teacher and I did early childhood development, it's phonics versus whole language. So every little thing matters. And then the whole picture matters. So people think they change one thing, like, oh, it is great. Change one thing. Yes, that's the way to get there. Change one thing. Cut out soda, cut out eating at night, and then let the rest follow like a domino. Because how we do one thing is often how we do everything. That's why people who don't work out eat shitty, and people who work out usually eat better because they're in that alignment of doing that. So there is always, you want to live your life healthy. Know that every single thing you do, you think, you feel, you eat, you put in your mouth is either giving you energy or taking it away. And I'm very clear on that. So slow down enough to know that when you're putting something in your mouth, do you want it to take away your energy? Because that's what it's going to do if it's got crap in it. These seed oils. Oh, I went to this place the other day. I thought I was eating healthy because I hate eating out, but it was a Mediterranean and it was a beautiful chicken wrap, no bread. And the Mediterranean, we think we're eating Mediterranean. It's good. So I said, the chicken looks so fresh. And I go, wow, what oil are you using? And he's like, the best corn oil. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm paying for this sandwich. I was so upset that I'm like paying for poison. So of course I will never eat there again. And it's so upsetting that you really can't eat out and get even what you think is healthy. It's soaked in crap oil. So the best thing for people to do is make your own food, buy your own food, know what's going in your mouth. We would never treat our cars the way we treat our bodies. And our cars are for 5 years and ideally our bodies are for 100. Yet we treat our bodies like shit. And it's because people don't realize the delay. So we eat it and we don't die. So they think they can eat it again because they're not dead. And really aging, the problem with aging is it's an accumulation. So the problem why we break down with aging is because it's everything we've done. It's accumulation of all our habits and choices from the previous years. So dot your I's and cross your T's and don't listen to people that say it's not that bad. Oh, it's not that bad. You can have one cookie. One cookie's not that bad. You know how many people tell me I'm crazy every day because I am extremely healthy? And they're always like, oh, you don't go out, you won't go out on the week. You don't eat dinner out. Like I don't eat late at night. I don't eat after 6 p.m. So no, I'm not eating dinner out. It's like, if it bothers you, sorry, it doesn't bother me. And I'll go to lunch with you, but I'm going to have a water because their salad is soaked in crap. All the food is crappy. And I don't want to put that in my body. I feel too good to add that to my body. So it's been a journey of, I always say God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. And I love having been qualified with all my messes. I ran away very young. I have a lot of messy messes that enabled me to learn so much to be able to teach. I love repackaging complex items and making them more simple for people to understand, even such as meditation. Because we all know everybody says, oh, I want to meditate. And then I try, I can't. So I love teaching people those concepts of what they think they can't do that they can.
Mm. Yeah, well, wow. So now where do we start? Because I would love to um to unpack some of the things that you've mentioned. And of course, I love what you're saying about everything that you put in your mouth. It either gives you energy or it takes it away. And it's actually everything in life is that way, isn't it? I mean, it's the people that you hang out with or the places that you visit or anything that you do. It's such an important message really to pay attention to that. Where is the energy right now? Um, just just
And
like
energy is everything, right? Energy is life. You have energy, you have life. You have no energy, you're dead. So it's being aware of that. And the simple things in life, people don't even believe it. It's like going back to the basics. If you believe in God and you believe that you can make yourself sick, then you got to believe you can make yourself well. And God is unlimited intelligence. That intelligence is in all of us. So to be able to tune in and tap in and turn on to that intelligence, that unlimited source that is in you, you come from it and it's all around you. But we use so much energy on other stupid stuff. I mean, if you die and you sit in a room, you blow up. You have so much energy in your body. We are like insane amount of voltage in our body. If we could just channel it and not expend it in stupid ways and use it for our greatest good, there's so much energy to use for the good.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But I want to go back to, I guess, the beginning, because like you said, your beginning of life was a little bit, well, there was lots of challenges there. Other than the health, like you say, there was lots of
Yeah, so my
mental.
beginning, I ran away. My mom was very abusive, unfortunately, or fortunately. I mean, you get clear that they do the best they can with what they have. But she had three girls. My dad passed away when I was 2, and she was just very verbally and physically abusive. So we were all out of the house. I was out of the house just before my 16th birthday. And I had a very, I can do it on my own. You can't tell me what to do. I'm going to figure it out on my own, because when you get thrown out so many times, it's like fight or flight, live or die. And I just constantly figured it out on my own. And thank God she instilled that overachievingness in us. So we were all very overachievers. She was very, if I got a 99 on a paper, she'd say, why didn't you get 100? It was very like we had to be better, better, better. And I've done so much work. My philosophy in life is work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Just like Jim Rohn says, life becomes easier. So everything I do is work on myself. So I did all of landmark education. I did all my NLP master practitioner license. And along the way, I got rid of things that I used to do. I used to be a night binger. Now I'm not a night binger anymore. So there were lots of little things. I mean, that's not a little thing. That's a bad thing. Sabotaging your life when you're healthy all day and all of a sudden you binge at night. So I would do things, imposter syndrome. I'm not as good because I own a gym, and people are like, oh, you're so fit. And I'd be like, oh, I'm not as fit as you think I am. And I'd go eat the kitchen at night. So to really be your authentic self and lead authentically and walk my talk and be who I say I'm teaching I am took a lot of work. It took my life. So now I'm grateful that you really, wisdom is past experiences without the electrical charge. So I'm really grateful that I've done the work and I can share it authentically in a way where it doesn't charge me anymore, and I can educate and share and ideally save others from making the same choices.
So the people that usually come to you and the people that you see, and I guess we can talk also about the boxing and the studio and the gym and everything that you have. So the people that you walk with, where in the journey are they usually? Where do they usually find you? Is it
Yeah.
at
So my favorite people are the ones that say I've tried everything. Those are my favorite because my license plate says revamp. I used to teach in prisons and lockdown facilities, and I love like the worst problem, like the hardest one that's like I've tried it all. Those are my favorite. I
mm,
also being like I love NLP. I have my practitioner license from Richard Bandler who created it. So I do really fast transformations. So people who do, it's funny, one of my best friends is a psychotherapist and she's like, yeah, but those are fast and they go back to the way they were because there's too much baggage underneath. And I was like, no, not so. I'm just going to change it out where the past isn't even going to exist anymore. We're going to rechange the story. We're going to change out the story. So I love people who like vape and want to quit, smoke and want to quit, drink and want to quit, eat chocolate all the time. And they have these undesirable habits that they're dying to quit. And they're like, I tried everything. I literally get it out of them in 20 minutes. I switch it out. So obviously I'm in their subconscious. It's a hypnosis. And I trade out. I trade it out. I reframe it. Everything is right. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So all of a sudden, if you walk outside and you see a ghost, you're going to believe in ghosts. So I'm going to reinstall and uninstall different stuff in your head. It's funny. Richard Bandler always says, people say to him, are you going to put me in a trance? And he says, no, I'm going to take you out. Right. Because
yes,
people are like living in this trance and we just snap them out of it. So, and I love whole life revamping. Like so many people come to me with a problem. They think it's like fitness or they think whatever they think it is, it's not. It's way deeper and way more lateral than what they think.
yeah,
I use fitness as a modality to get them in an elevated emotion. So I get them to move their bodies because when we move better, we think better, we do better, our energy is better, and energy is life. So I always like to get people moving. But it's funny, most of the people who come to me are already fit and they want other stuff.
right, right. Yes, no, it's. I think it's very interesting. I did a course with Richard Bandler as well.
Yeah, he's in England. That's where he mainly teaches.
It was a very long time ago, about 20 something years ago, and it was incredible. Actually, the
He's
training was
amazing.
it was really incredible. But and I love NLP, and of course, so many people are still scared of it, right? There's that thing of you do something that I don't really know what it is, and they're worried about it as if we will do anything that is, knowing that.
Richard Bandler says that. He goes, and if you don't pay what I ask, I'm going to reinstall the phobia. He says that. He's a trip. He's probably one of the most amazing people I've ever met because he really masters the mind. He really masters flipping the mind really well. And so many people are like, I'm a life coach. I got a certification. And you could I did my NLP master practitioner license and my practitioner license, both of them twice. And then so what? Because I had to study all year for the practitioner, all year for the master practitioner, if you want to work the skill and use them as the magic you said that people are so scared of.
Mhm.
People come in my office and I'm like, they walk out and my trainer's like, they don't smoke vape anymore. I'm like, no. He's like, in 15 minutes. I'm like, yeah. I had a guy that was double fisting the vapes, could not let them out. If he took one, he had the other. Literally 15 minutes, he walked out, never took the vape again. So amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I get girls who have panic attacks to not have panic attacks anymore. So things like that, things that are stopping people. I love people living their best life. I mean, my book is about how to be a champion in life, right? I have two books. So it's a curriculum for becoming a champion. Mike Tyson wrote the back of my book. Muhammad Ali's ex-wife wrote the front. Everyone says they're ADD. It's for ADD. It's one a day read, most wisdom per word. You open to any page. I just open to have passion, love what you do. So it's always a rule, a famous boxer quote, because you never see a YouTube motivating video without a boxing scene. That's where champions and heroes are made. And then my breakdown. So it's a one a day for parents and their teens to do together. Personal development is not age discriminatory. It's always just a one a day read, very heavy information. So it's like a paragraph is enough. So people are like, I don't want to read. Good, you don't have to. You just take the paragraph and you sit with it. Because it's a lot of like everywhere you go, there you are, and you have to break those things down. And then I have the companion book, which is 1,000+ questions to ask yourself to become the champion of your own life. So the best answers come from the best questions. And if you don't like what you got to ask better questions. So this goes with every rule has a set of questions. It's literally a workbook to fill out for the rest of your life. It's 1,000 questions.
Amazing.
So I always tell people maybe write it in pencil or write it on a separate sheet on each. So you can really just answer them always and forever because your answers will be different. Your passion might be different. The things are going to be different throughout life, but these are the rules to being a hero in your own life. And you are the star of your show, just like the 4 agreements, like everybody else is the secondary character.
So why do people need our help to change? Why can they not change by themselves?
Well, because they haven't so far, right? So they can. Everybody can change by themselves.
Yeah.
And the reason why you have a coach is because knowing doesn't make a difference, right? So for me, like I have coaches, and every coach should have a coach, and every athlete has a coach, and any star performer has a coach, and anyone that wants to compete at the highest level, because when you're not training, someone's training to kick your ass. And there's only so much you can know in the world of knowing, because we have what we know, we have what we don't know, and then there's what we don't know, we don't know. And that is most of the area of knowledge. Most of the area that exists in knowledge in the world is what we don't know, we haven't even tapped into, and it's in our blind spot. So people can change on their own, but then you say, how's that working for you? Have you done it yet? Okay, well, call me when you're ready to do it if you haven't done it yet. It's where you're stuck. So they're not seeing it differently, and they need a whole new realm of possibility to step into in order to change.
So what about the like you say, right? You come in vaping and 20 minutes later you're not. How do you help people actually also change the self-image, right? Because as a smoker or a vape person or whatever, panic attack person with panic attacks or whatever, this is part of their identity, right? This is who
Yeah.
they see themselves. So how do
So
we?
everything is integrity to me, like honoring your word. Wherever life is not working or not working as well as you'd like it to, integrity is missing. When people have a negative self-image of themselves, its integrity is missing. The area of their life, like say they're like, I don't like my body. Well, what don't you like about your body? Well, what have you been doing to help your body out to look better? Oh, okay, well, I'm going to work out. Well, how often do you work out? Well, once, and then when we get down to the nitty gritty, they're not doing what they said they would do. They have to start honoring themselves and doing what would equal that goal to come true. People are like, oh, I try to lose weight. Yeah, well, what are you doing to try? And they tell me, I'm like, well, that's not going to cut it. I have people that come to my gym. I'm going to come twice a week. You do laundry twice a week. You don't work out twice a week. You're not going to get results like that. So people think like I do this and get this, but meanwhile, 1 + 4 is not 2. So it's not going to happen. So I like to be the bearer of the news and let them know what they're doing is not working. And how many times you're going to bang your head against the wall and expect a different response. And then all of a sudden you have this negative self-image. Yeah, because you keep saying you're going to do something and you're not doing it. But I can then find an area of your life that is working, because that's what we want to show you. And then we'd see like what you are doing in that area that's working. And then you'd see that you're honoring yourself. That's why it works. So negative self-image, right, is limiting beliefs that are perpetuating because you're not taking action to change them.
But is it so quick or easy to say, okay, so if I'm a smoker and now all of a sudden you took it out, right? We took out everything,
Well,
the
I'm
whole
going to give you
system.
something to do instead. I'm
Okay.
not going to just take it out and leave an empty space. I'm going to give you something to do instead. So I'm going to change it with what you would rather do instead. And then there's triggers, right? Because our brain makes pictures for everything. So
Hmm.
I got to change out the pictures when I get the exact trigger. So when I find the exact trigger, I either shrink down the picture that you have and black it out and move it over and put up a new picture, or I just change it out into something different, or I have you change it into something you hate by having the whole uh modalities, the taste, the touch, the sound, the view, everything, the modalities, I shift them and I change them out. So now all of a sudden you see it as disgusting.
Yeah. I remember I was working when I was in the Richard Bandler's seminar. The guy I was working with, he was a smoker, and we replaced it with the smell of smoke instead of the smoke that he kind of liked. We changed it with the smell of rotten potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. See?
He's
So
not
actually,
smoked
they
since.
warn you and tell you don't do narcotics, don't do drugs, don't do alcohol. They'll tell you, like, you can do chocolate, they'll tell you, but don't do like alcohol and drugs. But I didn't really care because I was doing it all free. When I got my master practitioner license and then I did it again, I was like, Jolie, this is ridiculous that you're doing this again. This time you're going to do it and you're going to really study and you're going to master it so you don't have to keep doing it. So I remember Tony Robbins. I did all of his work. I did his wealth, life, and business mastery. And when he got started, he was like, "Oh, I would just tell people I'd run around from house to house, and I did it free. And then I would say, all right, now I'm charging you double if it works." So I just ran around and did it all free. So I didn't care if it was alcohol or drugs, or I had a bulimic girl. I had a girl, a 13-year-old that had the worst panic attack in class, but I was doing it free. So I was a risk taker like crazy, and they were all working. So everything worked. I was like 10 for 10. So I was like, all right, I'm going to keep doing the cigarettes. I'm going to keep doing. So don't pay me unless it works. It's like if it works, good. And it's working. So it's great. And they say baggage underneath. Okay, then we'll deal with that baggage. First, I want to get rid of the habit and then we can work on the baggage. Like the girl who had bulimia, there was a lot of baggage under there. She was bulimic for 30 years. And she was still doing it. It wasn't as much, not as much as what was, it still is. So we want zero. We want it to happen never. So then we had to dig deeper, get into the baggage, because my master's is behavior modification. So I also do the therapy as well, but I don't really want to perpetuate and talk about your problems and keep them alive and real in your life right now. I just want to get rid of them and remove them. Most of our memory is not, it's like 50% of your memory is true. And then people go, yes, it did happen. I was there. Yes, I know my mom did this. Yes, but your story around the whole thing is not real. It's all made up. It's what we make it mean. We totally have what happened and what we make it mean, and we put the two together as if it's the truth. So I have to collapse it, break it apart, and then rebuild it, reframe it into new stories. So every person's different, but first I find out how they learn, what makes them tick, how I get in on that one individual, and then I have my opening, which is boxing too. For me, boxing's life. So boxing is, you always want to find an opening, and when you don't find an opening, you got to make an opening. And for me, that's life. So I'm looking where I can tap into you. I keep trying here. And then I see your eye movement. I see your face, your skin tone. I already know when I got it. I know when I got the shift. I know when I created the change. And then I test. I'll be like, here, take your vape, smoke it until I test it. Ugh, ugh. Are you sure? Just smoke it one time. I tell them, just try one time. You just smoked it yesterday. It's not a big deal. Just try it again today. Ugh. So I know I got it. I know when the shift took place. I test, we future test, we future pace. So let's go out into the future and you're at a friend's house and they have a vape there. Nobody's around. You grab the vape. What are you going to do? And it's quick, the answer. If they're like, oh, well, then I go, okay, we're going to go back and do it again.
Mm.
I see.
And
You got to be able to see really well when you do what I do. You have to really see their eye movement, their skin tone, their body, where people will be like, how did you know? Well, that's what I'm trained for. I'm trained for that. Yeah. So it is like a magic. But, magicians work their magic tricks. So that's what we do. We work it. So I love change work. Nothing is more satisfying to me than seeing someone live their best life and knowing that I was a part of that. It's like my ego gets served as well. It's like satisfying for my heart, for my soul, for everything. I'm like, wow, I can't believe I just did that. I love it. I love people being proud of themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
tell me, what did you bring from the behavioral science studies that you did? What did you take from that in the work that you do now and helping people, other than, of course, conversations that you maybe a little
It's
bit slower?
great. Everything I've done is like stacked. I haven't, aside from when I first started school, I was a chemistry major, but before that shifted quick. Right when I became a teacher, I kept working the modalities of teaching and educating and change work. So behavior modification is like, people are like, oh, is that therapy? No, I literally charted behavior every single day. Because I taught in jails and lockdown. So it would be like, kid tapping on desk, and we'd have to take the undesirable behavior and change with an intervention and a baseline and literally do what Richard Bandler does, the NLP. So where I was doing a longer work, because behavior modification is more like chart it, document it, baseline, intervene. It was like a longer process, even though it worked. Then I got to Richard Bandler and I was like, oh, I already do all this. But this way is like magic. This is quick. I'm going to shift this fast. It was like, I could do that in 10 minutes. I would see people shift. And then when I did landmark education, I'd see 150 people in a room transform. And I was like, I want to do that. So then I was leading the introductions in people's houses for the Landmark Forum. And then I got my gym back out of my divorce. And I said, oh, I could be Landmark Forum leader, distinction transformation leader, gym owner. And that's why my gym, everyone gets their goals, because we follow up with them, we call them, we remind them of what they wanted, what their goals were. There's no gym you go to where you get that. You just sign up and you go if you go and you don't if you don't. And that's what happens with gyms, because people sign up and they don't go, but not mine, because it's more costly and we charge them and they're coming and we want them to come and they all get their goals and we're on them.
And the gym.
People say they serve and then they suck. So it's like service is, if you serve and you're in a service industry, people are getting what they need, what they want, and way more. It's like they're leaving like, thank you so much. You solved my day. You solved my problem. It's like they got served. And for me, that's the whole gift of living, to really serve someone as an extension of who you are in the world and sharpening your best tools. As a teacher, I hate when they're like, oh, Johnny's bad in math, let's give him tutoring. No, Johnny's good in reading, let's get him a reading teacher. Because when you're good at something, you need to get really good at it so you could be valuable in the marketplace. So work your best tools, not your worst. People always, it's very disempowering to work on your weaknesses. We have teamwork. We don't need to work our weaknesses. So yeah, like a little bit, if you don't know how to like cross the street without getting hit in a car, sure, work that, walk both ways. But you don't need to be working on your weaknesses. Work on your strengths.
I want to ask a question because I am quite curious actually. When you say, yes, people come to the gym, but we don't let them off the hook. They came here with a goal, they came here with a plan, they came here with something that they don't have at the moment. So they have a goal and you help them to, of course, make the goal really clear and sharp, and also that matches their values. Of course, very important. So I want to ask about some of the people that I see a lot of, which is some of my clients, people that come with chronic conditions, chronic pain, chronic illnesses, and And these people that say, also, I've tried everything. And actually, you can see that there is a misalignment there because they really want everything, but on the other hand, a lot of the time you can see that they also block it. So how do you go past that? How do you help them get onto this alignment that actually there is a better life out there that is so far away from what they know at the moment, even if they really want to heal, and of course people really want to heal, but there is still something that is holding them back. Maybe the unclear future, maybe it's who they're going to be. All of these questions
Yeah,
that
so
people
I
have.
chunk people down, right? You got to chunk people down. They say they tried everything, right? So then you go, what is everything? Let me hear what you've tried. Okay. And I hear what they've tried. Well, I already know that what they've tried is not what is working, right? Because it's not working.
Yeah.
And then there's people in the world that it is working for. So, like, what are the people that it is working for doing that you're not doing? So I start to say, like, what is working? What's not working? What are you doing that's working? What are you doing that's not working? Let's pull out what's not working and put in what would work better. If you want, you can give me an example of someone that says, I've tried everything and then they're still chronically sick. Like, what is that person? I teach hugely morning routines and night routines that serve you because we need to have a regulated nervous system. So 90%, I don't know what the percent is, but very high, people are living by the hormones of stress. And when you're living by the hormones of stress, all your genetic predispositions for disease, all of that is getting turned on. You're not healthy. You cannot heal in a stressful environment. So, I mean, it's very hard. I'm not going to say it's not hard when you have 5 kids and you have a husband and you're putting food on the table and you're working like an animal. And all of that is hard. Okay. So we can cry for 5 minutes and we can cry together. And then talking time is over. And we got to come up with an action plan because we got to like hard and a story and it's not serving you. So we got to like now get past that. Let's cry for a little bit. And then we get past that and let's talk about what is going to serve you and what you are going to do. So usually when people are like, I tried everything and they have chronic illness, it's always in their morning routine and their night routine because the ends justify the means. And I start working on things that they can do in the morning and the night that'll start giving them a little freedom around their illnesses, such as meditation, such as breath work, such as getting up and walking, such as diet, such as people think, oh, I eat healthy. I look in the refrigerator and I'm like, you're not eating healthy. You have like milk in here. You have this, I don't buy anything publicly traded. So no Kraft, no Heinz, no package, no cans, no, all of that's inflammation. Someone who's chronic has far from tried everything. Far.
Right. And I think what you're saying also, and something that still a lot of people don't really recognize, is that really the the damage that stress is causing on the body and how to, that then I said that before, but I keep saying that people are more aware of the nervous system. So I keep hearing people saying, my nervous system is out of whack and I don't, it's not regulated, it's constantly in fight or flight and all of that. So the words are there, the jargon, the
Yeah,
language.
words are annoying though, because they're so limiting, right? Stress, it's one word, and it's like, oh, I'm stressed. And then you could go, oh, I'm stressed. And then someone else could go, oh, I have stress. And then they don't realize that, like that one word, or maybe like, now I'm stressed, but tomorrow I'm not stressed. And right, there's a world around that you have to learn and understand, and even like breath work. I'm learning breath work and practicing breath work every day of my life. I suck. I'm not even good at it. And I know I'm going to practice till the day I die. And something as simple as like God given to you, your breath, you like get it when you're born, you wouldn't be alive without it. And then how do you regulate that and be in control of it and let it flow and really pull it up from your perineum and pull the energy out of the body that's stuck and really connect to your heart and really learn what's going on in your body. Like for me, the worst line is ask your doctor if it's right for you. It's all my whole platform of like, why would you ask a stranger what is right for you? You live with yourself every day and you're going to go ask a stranger that dispenses drugs. They weren't trained in herbology, breath work, meditation, regulating the nervous system, grounding, supplementation, breathing, nothing health were they trained in. So I would never ask them to help me with my health. I would ask them to heal a broken arm Or like if I broke, but even I have broken discs all over. I mean, I have 11 herniated discs. So, but I'm not going to a surgeon because they're going to tell me I need surgery. All you have to do is look at my x-ray and my whole bottom of my spine is smashed. Instead, I go to physical therapy twice a week. I go to chiropractic twice a week, and I'm always stretching, meditating, training, and working on that first thing I said. It's either giving me energy or taking it away.
Mm.
Me first, me first. I live by the airplane model of the oxygen mask on me first. And then anyone that knows me knows I serve like a mofo. I'm always serving. I live to serve. I have a kids' charity. I do a lot for the world. But what they don't see is that I'm serving myself first. I don't go out at night. I don't party. Me first. Meditation first. There could be a fire. I'm running out of the house and I'll sit on the park bench and meditate. And meditation first. I don't skip it. I don't give myself excuses. I don't give myself back doors for things. I do it 100% of the time. No, I am not. Why didn't I get 100? My mom was absolutely right. Why didn't you get 100? So where it used to disempower me, like, oh, I can never do anything right. Now I'm like, she's absolutely right. It should be 100% of the time. You either do it and get it right, or you don't do it and then you're not doing it. So why wouldn't I get 100%? So I do it 100% of the time. There's no, why would I not meditate? Why would I not serve myself? Even this morning, I thought like my meditation, it was just this morning. I was like, I'm already in bliss. I woke up like in bliss because I'm feeling so good from my diet. And I was like, I'm already in bliss. What am I going to meditate for? And I was like, Jolie, you're going to sit because it's a blessing to be able to sit as source, with source, as source. And I'm going to do it because the reason I am in bliss is because I do it. And I'm going to do it again. And I sat in it. Some days are great and easy, and some days aren't. And either way, no bad workout is a regretful workout. You do it.
And so what is next for you? I mean, already so many achievements, so many things that, like the gym and the boxing and obviously all the great health
We
and
have
the
been
great.
coaching groups. So now I'm starting a teen group, which I'm so excited about. Actually, this month I'm starting teens, which I love because there's no personal development, self-improvement books in schools. And they're still reading of Mice and Men and Scarlet Letter and such outdated reading materials. And the kids, God bless them, they don't know. And people are like, oh, my kid doesn't know what they want to do. Well, no shit, Sherlock. No one ever asked. No one ever fostered them to figure it out. No one works with these kids on finding their purpose, discovering their purpose, what they love to do, because they're so busy working on their weaknesses and disempowering them and ruining their confidence. So I love to work with teens. Teens are my thing. I just love it. I want to, our kids are so much smarter than we allow them to be. They want to work young. They want to do everything young. And we're always like, you will when you're older. You will when you're older. No, no, no. You need to take care of yourself when you're older. Kids should be working because they want to work. Like put them to work because they like it. They want to do it. They're energetic and they'll feel good. It'll give them yeah, I did the ClickFunnels conference with Russell Brunson and he has the 2 Comma Club Award, which is the $1 million they make. There were like 500 13-year-olds that got up making over $1 million a year. So the kids are super smart. And when you foster emotional intelligence first, they can grow up and live their life, enjoy their life, get the fruits of their labor. So group coaching, I have 2 adult groups. I have 1 teen group. So future for me is more like combining my groups, doing retreats, doing trips. I would love 25 to 35 acres so I can have them come to my acreage and do retreats there. So just letting it unfold as the next best step of transforming lives on the greatest scale possible with grace and ease. No more motorcycle accidents for me. I used to say, I'm going to transform lives on the greatest scale possible. And then I had really messy divorce, really messy motorcycle accident. I was like, no, 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 with grace and ease. This is enough. I don't need all this anymore. And since I put that in the universe, it's been a lot better. And I meditate. So life is easier to handle. Like everything is happening in front of me. And I'm very clear it's happening for me, not to me. So I get to choose. Whereas before I meditated, it was running through me. It was like life is in me. Now it's not in me. Now I get to choose. It's like a smorgasbord and I pick what I want and leave the rest.
Nice. Jolie, we're nearly coming to the end of our conversation, but one question, what message would you like people watching or listening to take away from our conversation today?
Well, It's funny because you said what message, and I'd like to tell people their mess, let their mess be their message and really learn from it, because my mess is my message. And the only way they're going to enter their wisdom years is if they make a difference and they shift it. Otherwise, their older years are not going to be fun. They are going to go through menopause and it's not going to be fun. And it's going to be a train wreck of the accumulation of everything they did. It's never, my mom had the bumper sticker, it's never too late to have a happy childhood. So you start now. They start now. It's never too late. Start small. And then the best message is have a kick-ass morning routine that serves you. Start with your morning routine. And then ideally, you'll have a night routine. So you'll have the bookends. Don't eat 4 hours before bed and have something in the morning that serves you. Don't just get up and get going. It's not advisable at all. Run your day. Don't let it run you.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, your tomorrow starts today. People need to plan today so tomorrow works out well.
Very important message. Jolie, thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you for all your energy and all your advice and all your insights and wisdom. It's been fascinating. And I think people have a lot to pick from this. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, and anything anyone wants to, and my name, they can find it on my website, social media, everything's Jolie Glassman. My books on Amazon.
Yes, exactly. So all of your information is going to be at the show notes below this podcast. And of course, if you listeners, watchers, if you enjoyed it, please do share it with your friends and families, because we have a message to share, to spread, and that's how we do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.